The balcony transformation starts today, and it's kind of chaotic in here. The first thing we've done, actually, that was not mentioned at all in the design ideas video, is we need a way of creating shade on the balcony. Once the shade is sorted, then that means that the balcony is actually usable, because in the summer it's just too hot out. So step one is get this shade thing that we found on the internet. It goes in the corner of our balcony.
These are masonry, I think. Yeah.
I'm strong.
I don't think we actually need these because I think they're for masonry.
I'm strong, Daddy.
You...
Daddy, I'm strong. Look.
I can see that, mate.
Oh, Daddy, put it up.
Oh yeah, put it down gently.
Yeah.
So we might just need to get some screws for it. We might actually not be able to do this.
Oh, why?
Because it's going into wood.
Oh.
So I need some big wood screws.
Step one is never actually step one. You need to do step 0 first.
Thing.
The screws that have been provided are for drilling this thing into paving. We have a wooden decking, so we need to figure out how to do it into wooden decking.
You need some of those. You need some of those. Then some of this. Then build it like it. Build it. Then put it all together. Okay? Okay, Daddy?
So what do I need?
Those and those and those and those. And do that and there and that. And this.
Right.
Okay?
And where does that leave us?
Then it goes all the way up top.
All the way
Okay?
to the top?
Yeah. And these are the legs.
Yeah, you're right. Those are the legs.
Right, so this is the plan. This is the plan. What are you doing, Ryan?
Daddy, look at me.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So that will go right up against there.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to go down there.
Okay.
Show Rowan how it works. Ro, look
So
at
that
this.
This falls out.
Okay, that goes there. And with me and a frog.
You're a frog. That's great. Bit of shade. Lovely bit of shade sat on the balcony. And now the balcony is protected from shade. So next thing is a promise to order Rowan a table and chairs, and he wants purple, so I think this is what we're gonna go for.
Is it coming?
Well, I need to buy it first. Why does it say pre-order? What does that mean? Okay, well, we'll report back. Well, that was pure chaos. But now we have a minute to actually sit down. I want to tell you about what our plans are for this balcony space. Also, in all of that chaos, I obviously forgot to get any proper before shots of the balcony. So you'll have to excuse the metal pole in the corner, knowing that that is the shade, but you can still get a sense of the space that we are working with. So we've got this very plain balcony. We've got these kitchen bins that we have kept outside to save space inside, and they're staying out here. And then we've got this little IKEA table with 2 chairs. And then there is, of course, the muddy purple tray of plants. We've got a strawberry plant and a lavender plant, neither of which are looking super happy and healthy at the moment. But this is the bare bones of the beginnings, and I'm making this now thinking that we are not gonna finish this in time to enjoy it this summer. I'm recording this at the end of July, and we only have one free weekend between now and the end of August. And so unless we do some serious organizing in the evenings and buying things and whatnot, but we're going on holiday next week. So have I started this project too late? Can we get some use out of it this summer? Maybe if September has nice weather. But I'm determined. I feel like I've got the ball rolling now, so let's do it. So the first step was obviously getting that shade in, because our balcony is west facing, and so we get loads of sunlight here in the afternoons and evenings, and it actually makes it unbearable to be out here on really hot days. And so in order for us to be able to enjoy it and actually make use of the space on the days where it's hot and sunny and dry, we thought, let's get a shade. So yeah, we found this strange thing that we've drilled into the corner, so then we've got shade across 2 sides of the balcony. Next, we have purchased the kids plastic table and chairs for Rowan. He wanted a purple one, and we found one that has storage in the table and Lego sticky bits, things that you can push Lego onto on the top. However, it's on for pre-order, but the website said that the pre-order date that you were pre-ordering for was a date that was in the past. So that's a bit confusing to me. In a panic, I bought it anyway, but I think I might email them and be like, when is this coming, if at all? And I think we're gonna go for the idea that was in one of the designs from the designing the balcony and comparing different designers' ideas video, with the sofa area here at the end of the balcony, and I want to get like an outdoor rug. And honestly, with Rowan's play table, with a sofa and a rug, and then we'll keep this table and chairs for now, like it doesn't have to be like a huge change, a huge renovation, kind of similar to like what we did in the living room and the bedroom. It just has to be like a few small things here and there. I'll need to figure something out with the plants. And then the other thing we want to do is get some sort of nice covering for the bins. But for the most part, it feels like this video is going to just be a lot of online shopping. And then hopefully we can enjoy it. But I hope that if we just do it and get the big pieces, like Rowan's play table and the sofa, then immediately we can use this space more. And so then all of the like details, like the bins and the rugs and the plants and lights and all of that kind of stuff, that can be a long-term project, or can just like happen whenever. Like if we actually want to make use of this space this summer, now, let's go. You know? So we shall see. Plot twist, right after filming that, there was an email in my inbox saying, it's on its way. And I clicked track parcel, and there was a photo of it in our lobby downstairs. I'm not going to open it just yet because I want to wait for Rowan to get here, but I'm very excited to get this out on the balcony. I can't believe it's already here. That's great. Love that. Little purple table and chairs. Water and sand not included. No, thank you. Oh no. Yeah, we're not going to have sand on the balcony.
Hey, he's got one. See, look.
We can't have sand on the balcony.
But the surf in it. Go.
Sofa for outside. It has arrived and it is taking a lot in me to not procrastinate from work right now and just open it up and build it, but I'm very excited. And also today we have a rug arriving, and I feel like with those pieces in and with the shade, like it's going to be really lovely weather all week. We can eat out on the balcony, like probably eat dinner every night on the balcony. Like that would be great. That would be great. We would just immediately be starting to use it. And it doesn't have to be finished and it doesn't have to be perfect. Because the plant situation, like honestly, you know what's going to happen there. It just has to be a small improvement from what it was before. And immediately we have a new usable, lovely space. I'm very excited for you to see the sofa. The rug has arrived. Shout out to my patron Sally, who actually found this rug and linked it to me in our Patreon Discord server. She was like, this seems like a rug that you guys would like. Correct. I showed it to Dan and he was like, yep, get it. So we can put this out immediately, but whilst I unroll this rug, there may be a slight spanner in the works. Because I just had my lunch and I was like, oh, I'm feeling inspired, I'm gonna sit out on the balcony, eat my lunch at the table. But we've been so obsessed with where the sun comes in the evenings that we hadn't thought about where the sun is like earlier in the afternoon. You know, when I'm home and maybe wanting to use the balcony. And that end of the balcony where we're planning on putting the sofa is right where the sun comes, like after midday. However, our shade is here. It's in this corner, so it's covering this bit of wall and this bit of wall. It's not covering that end of the balcony. And I actually don't think we need it to cover this end. We've never close this off. We've closed it off this way. So dare I ask Dan when he gets home how much of a faff it will be to unscrew everything and move it to that corner? Will we just have these like ugly holes in our decking because of this now? But will it not really matter because of the rug and furniture and things? But I'm tempted to make that the corner for the shade, because then I could have actually sat out there and not be in so much like pain from the sun. Anyway, let's put this rug out. direction the sun is coming from is there, and we have no protection from it. But I actually think even if we had it in that corner, would we even be protected? Because it's very high in the sky. It's only once it comes lower in the sky that the blind even works. At that point, the sun is over there. Anyway, the rug is in. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Still need to sort this whole situation out. I think I want to repot these into not plastic pots. So a trip to the garden centre may be in order. And then over here is where the sofa is going to go, and then the table and the chairs are going to come onto the rug. Come with a massive bag to keep the cushions in for clearly when it's wet and rainy, but I'm afraid of even folding this open because it's going to be massive and we've got nowhere to store the
just go over the top of this whole thing?
Oh, I assumed it was like a separate cover, like a bag.
I think it's covered at the end.
Check the instructions. What does it look like? I don't want to open it up because I'll fold it back. But our plan was to store the cushions under our inside sofa, because currently underneath our sofa is my deck chair, my sun lounger from COVID lockdown pandemic times. And so that can go.
Let me check.
Sat in the shade now. Yeah, it is too hot and in the direct sun to sit there in the middle of the day, which isn't a deal breaker because we would mostly use the space in the evenings. But what about like on weekends? And also what about me who works from home and I'm home all day? So I don't know. I don't know if we move that thing, the shade, or we move furniture, or we just leave everything as it is and it's just like it's an evening vibe. I also don't know, because the sun is so high in the sky at this point because it's like lunchtime, if we put the shade behind the sofa, would it even create shade? Because the sun is like boom straight down. I need something to like test it with, maybe a blanket. But it is looking great out here. Like last night with the blinds closed, it almost felt like another room, like a little extension, like an outdoor extension. I don't know. I think we're gonna get rid of this table and chairs, see if we can find a table that works with like the lower sofa but you can still eat on. I don't know. That sofa, like the range also had a little orange table, which I think was cute, but it's more of a, like a coffee table level, but that might be fine. Like you can eat at coffee tables. And then we'll get rid of these chairs so there's a bit more space on the balcony. And then our chairs in the kitchen are orange. So we have the sofa, a table, TBC on height and situation, and then if we've got more people we can just bring the outside tables in, because in reality it is just the two of us or sometimes the three of us with Rowan, and so we don't need like that much extra permanent furniture, and we can just, you know, use furniture from different pots. I put the plants next to the sofa and I think they look cute there. Might get something to kind of raise them up a bit. And then need to get rid of the dirty purple tray thing. I want to get some fairy lights to go behind the sofa. Oh, that's the thing. If we put a shady thing behind the sofa, then you can't do fairy lights. Oh, actually you could if it was dark and no sun, so you wouldn't need the shade, then fairy lights. But I already feel like this space is like 10 times better than it was before. Albeit a bit more crowded, but I'm actually sat out here using it and I love it and I think it looks really cute. Oh hi, I have short hair now, and also our table arrived and Dan and Rowan decided to build it whilst I was out. So there you have it. I'm just going to show you the final table. Let's go outside. Ready, ready, ready. Ta-da! We decided to go with a matchy orange low table because the sofa is low, and realistically, like, you can eat here. It's not like a proper dining table situation outside, but when we think about the amount of times that we would be eating out here, it works. It's kind of like sitting on the sofa with your food on your lap kind of vibes. But I love it. The old table and chairs got collected by someone off Olio. Yesterday evening I was sat here having my dinner whilst Rowan played with Lego on his purple table chairs, and I was like, oh, this is it, we did it. Like, I could end the video here because like the balcony, other than like a few finishing like more decorative touches, feels done. Like, it functions in the way that I want it to function. Still need to get rid of the dirty purple tray situation, but I'm thinking fairy lights, I'm thinking a side table for these plants, or I might just get some like proper ceramic pots for the plants as well. But there we have it. When we have the blind up all around it, and also, yes, we've not moved the blind. It's kind of towards the end of summer now, so I feel like we just keep it as it is. We'll see how it goes maybe next summer if we need to move it, but it's fine. Like, it's the middle of the day right now, but it's cloudy, so whatever. But when you have the blinds up as well, it does create this kind of like privacy, coziness, and it almost feels like an extension of the living room, like this whole other room that we have. I love it. I love it. I'm hoping this weekend we can buy some of the more decorative accessories and things. Briefly popped into the garden centre today on a hunt for some lights, and curious to see how these look outside. It's not what I was expecting. Did it not say battery? Oh, it didn't. The other one said battery. Oops. We don't have a plug outside. Right, never mind. I'm taking these back. Do I still have the receipt? I think I got rid of the receipt. But these were the right length that I wanted. But we need something battery powered. But that's okay, because we were going to go back to the garden centre anyway and see if we can carry some pots home. Silly mummy was too focused on the length of it. Forgot to check if it was battery or not. Never mind, we try again. We're back from garden centre trip number 2. We've got a plant pot. This is apparently the wrong season to be repotting things, but we're not repotting things for size, we're just repotting things for aesthetic, so. Good news! The cushions from that outside sofa fit under our inside sofa. I heard thunder outside today and I brought them inside, and then less than 5 minutes later, torrential rain. So pretty good. I am happy to report that it is the end of summer. You're watching this in October. What is time? But the balcony is done, or at least done to the extent to which it will be done this summer. I'm gonna be honest, we lost momentum, but for good reason, because it's basically finished. If I were to finish this project and tie it up in a neat bow for the sake of content, then yes, there are a few more things that I would like to do, but for the sake of my actual life and reality, this is where we're at, and it's fucking great. This is honestly one of those home projects that is the epitome of why didn't we do that sooner? Because it was so easy. Granted, it's because it didn't actually involve doing any DIYing, any decorating. It literally just involved buying things. Shopping is so easy, guys. But it did take some thinking and planning and all of that. When you've got work, when you've got a kid, it's just really hard to find the time, like the mental space to do that. And even though it is no longer summer, I'm filming this on a lovely sunny but kind of chilly day, but tomorrow it's gonna rain, and so I was like, I need to film this outro now because I'm gonna put the cushions away again. But even though summer is over, we have made the most out of this balcony, and we will continue to do so, and also we'll have all of next spring and summer with the balcony. Like, that's just going to come around really quick, and we love it. We all love it. We've eaten out here many times. Rowan's pulled up one of his purple chairs to the table here, and so the three of us have been able to eat together outside. Rowan's played at his little purple table doing some colouring and drawing, and then also some Lego on the other side. It's just great. It honestly feels like we've added a room to the flat, and especially when you draw the shade curtain thing around, it just feels very cozy and very private. I love it. I love it. The plants need watering is all I'll say on that. I will report back next summer if they have survived and if our strawberry plant yields any more strawberries. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I didn't get to eat a single one this year because Rowan ate them all. But seeing as this was basically a shopping video, let me take you through where we got things, because I know people will ask. The sofa and the orange table are both from John Lewis. The outdoor rug is from B&Q. The kids' purple table and chairs is from Liberty House Toys. That's like the brand that it says on the table, but we got it from a website called Little Helper. The fairy lights and the little side table here, and our plant pots are from our local garden centre, and the shade thing that we've got to go around we found on this website called Garden Sanctuary. So there's your info. The things that were kind of left on our to-do list that we haven't gotten round to yet but don't feel very urgent are some sort of covering for the bins, but actually they're fine there. It's not super important. Adding something there, yes, will be more aesthetic, but it might also just be a bit more impractical with getting access to the bins. And then the other thing is the purple tray, and we've had some serious wind and rain recently, and I don't think I closed the soil bag, so that is even messier than it was at the beginning, but I'm keeping it. I was initially planning on throwing it away, but when I did the plant repotting, it was actually very useful because we don't have access directly from here to a garden, to a tap, to anything. It's literally just this balcony and then our living room. It's actually quite useful to have an area that this is where we get messy. This is the mud. This is the water. This is that. So I am going to keep that for now, because if I hadn't have had it, and if I need to do any more gardening, if that takes off, we'll see next spring, then it is useful to have an area to be able to do that, because this balcony has kind of become an indoor space now in terms of tidiness and not getting mud all over it, I guess. But yeah, I love it. I'm obsessed. I love hanging out here. We have extended the size of our flat, and I'm so glad we did this. And this is another thing on my bingo card that I can tick off. And also just when you compare it to the absolute barren space that it was before, even if it's just as simple as buying a sofa, buying a table, buying a little area for your kid to hang out, it has made so much difference. And the rug, I think, as well, has very much helped. I just love it. Compared to what it looked like before, I'm this was so easy. Granted, it did cost some money, but it seems so simple, and yet it has actually made a huge transformation to this space, even if it's not finished, but it's usable for the exact purpose that I wanted to change up the balcony. The whole purpose of this project was I want a space that we actually use. Granted, summer is over, but we're still using it. We ate dinner out here last night. Thank you so much for watching. We are slowly but surely coming to the end of all of the different areas in our flat that we can even do anything with. Dan really wants to do something with the hallway in terms of storage, but then that's it. Then we've done all of the rooms in the flat. So the next logical step is obviously to move house to make more content, right? That is a joke. Just FYI, that's a joke. I wouldn't move house purely for the sake of content, but it would be a nice added bonus. But this is just another addition to doing up the flat to make it more livable in for our current stage of life. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been a very rambly outro, and I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.